There's going to be some controversial ones. There's going to be some, maybe like one that nobody has even heard of, which I love. So, yeah, let's do it. 2024, guys. Wow, what a year. And every year I always go, I need to watch more movies. And I feel like everybody feels like that, right? I mean, especially at the end of the year when all of a sudden all these award-winning movies that I didn't get to catch all of them are just like crammed into like the last couple of months, don't get around to watching them. And, you know, it sucks because I feel that some of the movies that I didn't watch would end up on this list right here. But hey, you know, I did my best, guys. So here we go. And please, by all means, let me know your top 10 down below in the balls area. What was your top 10 for 2024? Because here's mine. There's going to be some controversial ones. There's going to be some, maybe like one that nobody has even heard of, which I love. So, yeah, let's do it. Number 10, already getting controversial because there's a discourse when it comes to this movie. Trap. Yeah, I don't care. Trap is a great movie, okay? M. Night Shyamalan, which I still love. I know he's had some rough patches and he's had some not so, winners and everything like that, but I really enjoyed Trap. I did. Josh Hartnett was awesome. He was so awesome in this movie. I just thought he was great. And I know some people hated the fact that, eventually the movie does get away from the arena. And then, of course, but I thought, well, yeah, it had to go somewhere else. We had to do something where there was going to be something twisty. And then, of course, it got really twisty. And then, of course, we had Josh Hartnett just, again, nailed it. So I don't care. I really enjoyed Trap. I watched it a couple of times this year. Number 10. Number 9, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine. You knew this was going to show up on the list because, it was an anticipated movie I think it was actually my most anticipated movie just because I was going, oh my God, the possibilities are going to be crazy. And I just let that fanboy in me just get way excited when it came to this. And it was exciting. Now, I've only watched it the one time, but it was an awesome time at the movies, as these movies usually are, especially with Marvel, Star Wars, or whatever. When you watch it on opening night and you're just with groups of people and you guys are all cheering and stuff like that. It was a pretty long day for us, too, if you guys remember going back to it. But, yeah, it's a very enjoyable. I do need to watch it again, and I will, but I'm just saying, yeah, it's just fun. Number 8, a movie I just watched this weekend, got it right in there under the wire, and I knew I was going to like this movie, even though there was many times where my eyes were wide. They were wide going, and then there was times where I had to look away. The Substance. Holy Lord, The Substance. This movie was, body horror up the ass, but also great bodies. You got Demi Moore, you got Margot Qualley. They are just giving stellar performances here, this movie does just the right amount to just be like, okay, we don't even know what time period it exactly exists in. It's there. It does feel like kind of like a Black Mirror episode, but it's better. And you just get enough of like what is actually happening, and then it just goes in some just crazy directions when it comes to them and how the younger version comes to be. But like I said, many times where I had to turn away, but there's many times where I was also going, rewind. There's a but. Number 7, a Netflix movie that not a lot of people know about probably, and I suggest firing it up after you watch this video because it is a mind fuck of a movie, and that is What's Inside. It's What's Inside. Sorry, I forgot there's it's in front of it. Holy Lord, this movie, I really enjoyed this movie. Like, I heard about it, saw the cover, and I was like, oh yeah, the poster looks cool. They kind of did something like kind of vintage when it comes to the cover, but it's about a group of people that get together, and one of them goes like, oh yeah, by the way, we could switch each other's minds, put our minds in somebody else's body. So then it becomes like, who are you? Who's this? What's going on? And yeah, all the way to the end, it gets twisty and turny. And I was like, I remember just like, when it came to The Substance and how that movie just boggled, and mind fucked me. This mind fucked me as well. And I'm just suggesting, go see this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. Watch it. Number 6, Alex Garland, one of my favorite directors working today, Civil War. This movie floored me a little bit. This movie sat with me a little bit because obviously, the way things are in real life, you kind of start going, is the Civil War actually going to be happening? And this kind of somewhat. I think there's, it's obviously it's Hollywoodized. It's a movie, so maybe not exact. But there's some things where you go, yeah, that could probably happen. That could probably happen. And then of course, when you're focusing on the journalists and the photographers and all the stuff, and they're just trying to get that good photo, and in this crazy war time, I mean, I know some people are going, "What the hell was that ending?" I went, "Good. That's what I like. That's what I expect from Alex Garland." Number 5, Long Legs. Nicolas Cage, man. Just going full on Nick Cage, which I love. Who doesn't love full on Nicolas Cage? I loved it. And of course, Miss Monroe, who was in this, and she nailed it too. And you just wanted to give her like a big hug because you just knew her character was just, she was so obsessed with her work, so this, so that. And then she got wrapped up in this crazy case that had to do with demons and weird things. And man, Nicolas Cage. Again, Nicolas Cage. But yes, the atmosphere of this movie gave me like a 7 vibe slightly. And then it just, yeah, I just really enjoyed this. And it sat with me, and I might have had a nightmare or two. Number 4, live from my apartment, it's Saturday night. Yes, you guys know I'm a big Saturday Night Live fan. I've been a fan for a long time. I mean, obviously, recently I don't watch it as much now, but of course when I was a kid, big time. And I even said, I expressed that I read a book. I had checked out a book, and I kept a book that was about Saturday Night Live. So it was about this first episode. So actually seeing Jason Reitman bring some of that to life, and the way that he did it, I really enjoyed this movie. Really enjoyed the performances. I really enjoyed the attention that's there, even though you know that, oh yeah, they're going to make it. They're going to make it to airtime, but you still kind of go like, are they going to make it? Number 3, another movie that I just watched over the weekend, Nosferatu. Robert Eggers, baby. Robert Eggers. One of my other favorite directors that's working right now, because this guy, I mean, you want to talk again, the guy knows how to create an atmosphere, and he knows how to shoot in the dark too, by the way. I mean, that was one of the things that I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of darkness in here, but you see everything's crisp. He knows how to shoot in the dark. He knows how to build tension. He knows how to create an atmosphere, because I was feeling cold the whole time. And the performances, yeah, a little over the top, but I think, yeah, it works for Nosferatu. And again, Bill Skarsgård, give him some awards, because I wouldn't even known if I know. It's insane. Number 2, and I tell you what, it's about these horror movies, man. These horror movies, these mindfuck horror movies are just, they were just speaking to me this year. Heretic. That's right. Heretic. Hugh Grant, also, please nominate him, because he gave a stellar performance. This movie really sat with me, with especially there's one scene where I was like going, man, is he exploding? He's hitting all the stuff. He's hitting the things that I think about when it comes to religion and everything like that. And then, of course, it was like taking different directions. And I was going, oh, is it going to go this direction? I got really excited. Oh, no, it's not. It's going, okay, cool. I didn't mind the misdirection and all this stuff. And then the way it ended, it was like, man, I remember having conversations with people going like, how did you perceive that ending? I thought it was like this. They thought it was like that. And I love that. I love that, because it's not just like, here, this is how it's going to end. We're going to force feed you that. No, you come up with your very own ending. And yeah, I just really, really enjoyed Heretic. And then finally, number 1, guys, and I think you guys already know what it is, because I've spoken about it so many times, and I haven't even mentioned it yet. I mean, of course, Dune Part 2. I love this movie. I probably watched it the most. I did this whole list. I probably watched it about 4 or 5 times. And when you watch the first Dune movie, and it's like, yeah, the first Dune movie is excellent as well, but this one just takes it up a notch. I mean, especially that sandworm sequence. My God. I remember just like both times I watched in the movie theater, I was like, how do you film this? How do you even film something like that? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. What Denis Villeneuve, how he was able to achieve this. And, I'm enjoying Dune Prophecy. I have to finish that. I love the fact that the Dune world is still continuing to expand. And then we're going to get Dune Messiah. And that's also, that's going to be amazing too. But yeah, Dune Part 2, guys, is, ever since I saw it that first time at the beginning of the year, it just stuck with me. It just stuck with me, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if is anything gonna beat this, and in my mind, it did not. So there you go, guys. There is my best of list, my favorites of 2024, and then of course look forward to my anticipated movies for 2025. Because, you know, we've got a lot of movies that we're looking forward to next year, that's for damn sure. It's always interesting when we get to this time of the year and you start going, you start putting these lists together. It's not always easy, but let me know your guys' top 10. Put them down below. Let's have some fun. And you know, I already know there's going to be movies that I didn't catch that were probably going to make it on the list, but hey, it happens, guys. Hit that like, thumbs up, share, do all the things, subscribe, follow me on all the sock meds. Love you guys. See you in 2025. All right, talk to you later.